is October the 31st, 2019. Bitcoin prices have made some really great consolidation patterns, but I think we're in for an unexpected move today. At about 2/3 of the way through the episode, we'll take a look at the longs versus the shorts through this period of time, and I think we are in for something that most people are not watching for right now. This is not trading advice, just market observation. Just let you pause the video to read through the disclaimer. Let's jump into the main part of the show. So in this episode, we go through Bitcoin prices and then we look at a series of indicators day after day after day. There's a specific trading plan that we follow along with, and I'll recommend that you head over to introdocryptos.ca. It's in the description down below. Scroll down to the very bottom past all this stuff and put your email address in to get the free webinar. It talks about a different part of the trading plan that I talk about here on the live stream. The live stream, we're focusing on the prices themselves and we're going over the indicators. I want to watch this and also take a look at what the indicators are telling us as these prices are unfolding, especially, of course, right here today. The last couple of episodes, I've been talking about these exhaustion wicks and the fact that we have a 1, 2, 3 top formation building up here. And prices are coming down to at a level normally I would say there's your entrance signal for a sell. But I'm getting kind of skeptical about those because of the reversals that have keep going on. Now, so yesterday we were watching here, the 4-hour time frame, we're watching for the relative strength index to give us this tick up and break this trend line. Pardon me. So I want to just quickly go through these, and while I'm going along, let me know, how is the sound here today? Is the volume okay? It is 5 a.m. I got up late, so we are going through these charts at the same time here today. I am looking at the volume kind of selling volume going on here as we have this chart pattern going on. The moon said we're in a falling wedge. Well, I haven't had a chance to watch his stuff in a few days actually, but we'll see. If it's breaking below these levels, it's a 1, 2, 3 formation, and I'm very keen to record exactly what's going on with the volume, the relative strength index, and the MACD to see what it's doing here as this is unfolding here. So we're on the 1-hour MACD. Let's back up to the 4-hour. So the 4-hour already crossed. We've been watching this for days. We got the 1, 2, 3, we've got the exhaustion wick candles, we've got the MACD crossing, but we're not done yet. Let's go in. Oh, well, the Ichimoku cloud, even on the 1-hour time frame, has been saying sell for a while. So the Ichimoku cloud has kicked my ass a few times. There's a double hit off the top there, and it crossed below these levels. It came back up and retested from underneath twice and failed. And all of these things always make me say, well, it's going down. And it does appear that it's going down. But we're not done the story yet. Well, maybe we are. Let's go into the Bollinger Bands. So Bollinger Bands right now, they're saying to load up on it. They're saying to buy, that we're at the outside edge of this. But I'm just learning about the Bollinger Bands. Even though it's at the outside edge, it can stay along the edge all the way along. So long as this is flaring, I'm imagining that if this is going to be breaking, we should see this flare on both sides. It shouldn't just, like this should swell up on the top side as well as the bottom side. So let's zoom into the 1-hour time frame on the Bollinger Bands because it doesn't give me any more ideas. I'm just watching to see what's going on. Okay, this is just starting to swell there, just a little bit. Let me see now. We've got Uwe Prius, good to have you along. Heya, good morning from Snow, good to have you here again. Barrow, I think this is the first time I've seen your name, that Moon said we're in a falling wedge. I haven't checked out his videos, but this is breaking below these patterns right now. Hey, our newest subscriber, Bing, look at that, fell right into the jar. We've got the animations working. We've got the newest subscriber thing showing up down here now. We've got 21 people viewing online. I love it. This is great. No volume. Oh, if I can't go any louder than that. So let's go on. Oh, I've got Discord still running loud. If you haven't joined us, did I put that in the chat? Come and join us on Discord. Though, while I'm on the live stream, I have to go and mute that. Here's our Discord channel. So we continue this conversation as the day goes along. Where is Discord now? I gotta go and mute that. Mute server for now. Pardon me. Smoke that. Oh, I'm so happy that Canada has legalized cannabis. After 30 years of being a cannabis smoker, I am very grateful. Now, here is one of the things that I'm thinking we're going to get this big unexpected move, and I'm expecting that the unexpected move is going to be the top side and strong and big and fast, but it's not proving me correct right now. And I'm kind of thinking that because of the Bollinger Bands, because normally I would be selling at this point, and Bitcoin has been it's been strong, so I don't want to go against the bull market. I don't like going short when we're in a bull market. And the other reason he is right here in this longs versus shorts, and I need your input on this because some of the data I'm hearing from our Discord chat is different than what I'm seeing here. But I've looked up Bitcoin USD longs and Bitcoin USD shorts, and then I put Bitcoin price above both of them, and then I set up the timing so that we are on the 25th of October here. There's an echo. And the 25th of October here, so that we can see how the longs went down as the price went up. The shorts went down as the price went up, as we would expect. And then through this sideways period, all of the longs have been closing as everyone's expecting it to come back down. And because of that, I think it's going to go up. And not only do I think it's going to go up, I think that and I'm absolutely open to being wrong, and I'm used to it. I have risk control rules to protect myself against being wrong, but this is my hypothesis right now that I'm studying, is that the Bollinger Bands are actually correct in saying that this is a place to be loading up, and that sell signal is actually not, it's all panic, it's all fear. And so I think that the other indicators should be telling us what the deal is on this. So yesterday we were watching for the RSI to break these levels to the upside, and they're not yet. So let's watch through the day, follow along in our Discord chat, because as this continues, breaking this pattern after this episode, this is one of the pieces of evidence that you'll see as a screenshot as it's going by. And I think we're going to get that reversal. And let's go into the next indicator time frame on this. Actually, let's go back to the weekly just to get the screenshot. The weekly, I'm not giving too much weight until the end of the candle later in the week. The daily, let me clear this off, is giving us quite that nice it's still giving us a really nice divergence and continuing stronger from here. The trouble is that if it breaks below these levels, that is a really important pay attention to this on the daily time frame. So on the hourly, we were looking for the bounce up. On the daily, we don't want it to break lower. Same with here on the 12-hour. We're waiting for that. Where'd my scribbler go? We're waiting for this to break higher when we don't want it to break lower than this. These are the point of the triangle. The point of the triangle. It's got to reverse here if the Bollinger Bands are right. So this is the reversal spot that we've got to see, and we'll watch for that throughout the day today here. As this is unfolding one way or the other, we'll track it. Let me now go on to the on-balance volume and go out to different time frames, clear this off. All right, so it's kind of dumpy, but it doesn't give me anything clear here. And again, we're watching for this pattern to unfold because it's the only time we've come from good volume under and then back up to the rest of the bull market. So if that's going to be the bull market, this is going to be telling us. We'll see it. This will start to go into the positive and stay there on the weekly. This candle isn't finished either. But on the daily, it makes more sense. We've got a really good move. And it was really important to go back to the daily in the prior move up and look to see what happened to the dumping during this period. Because we had dumping, a little bit dumping, we had this little zipper, and then we had dumping, and it didn't go into buying for a while, and then we blew up, you know? Each time we went through this, it dumped, and it was still in dumpage mode, and all of a sudden, boom, it just went to buying mode. And it looked pretty sketchy right here at this moment as well. It looked pretty sketchy right here at this moment as well. These were pretty big fear moments as we were setting up. So the volume for us is going to switch to positive right away, and we're not going to get much notice of it. We're getting the notice right now. Let's go back to this chart. So this is the notice that we're getting. It's the start of it. The start of it going to positive. If it goes back to negative, then we're in trouble. But I don't see it yet. It hasn't gone back to negative. It hasn't gone back to negative. This is a divergence where we have strong move here, less volume here, so they're kind of running out of steam on this kind of view. Here again, strong, less strong, running out of steam. Yesterday this was making me go right bearish, 1, 2, 3, but then I'm thinking, with all those longs dropping off while we've been going through this thing, everybody's crapping their pants. It's gonna blast off. The crowd is generally wrong. Let's see. Let's see if the Bollinger Bands are actually the only indicator that is telling us that we should be actually buying at this spot, where the other indicators are saying not yet, it looks weak, we could be going down, there's extra selling going on, and the Bollinger Band guys are just being really quiet. Let me go on to MACD indicator on the long-term time frame. Oh, and this is the logarithmic chart too. That looks quite a bit different in the log view. Let me go back to regular view. Okay. Now, what caught my eye here is that the histograms are shortening, and this is coming closer together. That's something important. And I've learned this will get really more important at the end of the week, and we should be paying more attention to the daily, which has been giving us a wonderful cross to the positive. It just broke down, did it? Let's zoom in a second. It just crossed to the positive here. I like that divergence, even though we could have some pullback from the very moment. I thought I muted my Discord. Here we are crossing to the negative on the 12-hour, and we were looking at this yesterday evening, just crossing to the negative on the 12-hour. I don't like that as a bull. If I'm looking for that contrarian blast off, that's not death knoll, but it's not looking good because the 4-hour should be crossing positive. If trying to put all these things together, this is what I should be seeing. But let's go in closer, because this is where the answer starts to get unveiled. It's still not the answer I'm looking for. I've got to change so I can zoom in on this and open it up. It's crossed to the positive and then just crossed to the negative right as we're speaking. So as we're cracking out of this and this is going wider, I would buy it. I would sell it rather. I would accept the prognosis here, but didn't do it. Even though we just got that little weak cross, it still hasn't dumped. And because this is so much sideways, it doesn't give me any answer. It doesn't give me ideas. If I go into the 5-minute time frame, okay, we got a bit of a skewer down there, certainly right to the edge. Right to the edge. Now, if the conspiracy theory is true, then you need to push the prices down to where people are panicking and selling so that you can buy a big enough swath of it. But those are all just conspiracy theories, and Fibonacci's and trend lines and moving averages all are subjective. The one thing that isn't subjective is the break of the 1, 2, 3 formation. We can all agree on that, and that's why I really like the trading plan that I teach over on the website, because I believe it's a trading plan that I can teach to you. You can teach to Joe. Joe will come and have a coffee with me, and Joe will tell me the trading plan, and it'll be the same as I told you. It's not one of those stories that changes from person to person. It doesn't have different analysis from person to person, but you can all agree on it. You can calibrate your analysis so that you're agreeing on the system. And then when we have an agreeable system, it's kind of scientific. The thing I'm doing this live stream for is to put the indicators in behind it as well, so that we have the indicators backing up the pattern. And then if you're taking the course, you learn more about the risk control rules, which is, you know, like the solid rocket boosters on the shuttle. You need them as well as the liquid fuel. So here we are, watching this breaking down below the 1, 2, 3 formation. We are getting confirmation on this MACD, on this time frame. Even on this time frame, it is confirming on the 1 hour. It's just crossed negative. The 4 hour is already crossed negative. The 12 hour is just crossing negative. And yet, Bollinger Bands may kick our ass. Here we are looking at the Ichimoku cloud. Let's zoom back. So the weekly Ichimoku cloud has been great. It crossed to the negative, and then prices came up, and it still crossed to the negative. So I have to study that weekly in Ichimoku more. The daily has been great for us for quite a long time. We really saw this coordinated, the same thing happening going on with Ichimoku cloud, and took this short, made a nice 10 times leverage short on that. That was awesome. I didn't catch this long. That was a bummer, but this is now looking like a sell signal in the Ichimoku downtrend. So we have the downtrend. It's come up into the cloud, and as it comes back out of the cloud, it is a sell signal in the Ichimoku downtrend. And we had it over and over and over along here as the price went up a little bit through the red cloud, and then it came back down through the red cloud and then came back down. So the thing we're watching for here now is for the blue line to cross below the red line. Can you see that in there? The blue line, I think, is right on top of the red line right now, so we don't see either one. So if the blue line pulls away from the red line down as this is unfolding, there's more evidence, more support, and that the Bollinger Band bounce would be ill-timed. One of the reasons I'm doing this study so closely is so that I get to see how Bollinger Bands reacts along with these other indicators. So we're looking at the 12-hour, blasted through. It's not a trade I could have taken, and I didn't. But now I'm just watching to see it pull back. The blue line is way above the red line. We've got a twist to the positive. Our trailing indicator is way positive. Like, this is a buy signal right here. It's still like holding a buy stance. Let me go to the 4-hour time frame. And in the 4-hour time frame, so this is contradictory to what we're seeing in the others, but it could be the place where we get the buy signal in the uptrend. It's not given to us now because the blue is below the red right here. That's negative. It's in the cloud, neutral, and the trailing indicator is telling us sideways as it's coming into the price like this. So nothing right away for bullish, but because we've broken below these patterns, the risk control rules wise, never mind entry and exits, risk control rules start to kick in when you pass levels like that, no matter if you're long or short. Let's zoom in. 1-hour time frame. So this gave us the sell signal earlier, where we had the cross to the negative. Grab the drawing tool, cross to the negative. We're still crossing to the negative just barely as we're crossing through this. We are below the cloud. So on the 1-hour time frame, which has been a great indicator in the past, this has been telling us sell, sell, sell. It's only really it's only the Bollinger Bands that is saying that this is a place to be gathering up. And so the study goes on and in more detail because I want the answer. On the other side of the answer to this is millions of dollars. And I'm not kidding, millions of dollars. By getting just these things right and putting this into the right place and getting the hang of it, it's like learning how to fly an airplane. I am okay with spending years learning this skill. That's okay. I don't care. This skill is going to become mine in every different way that I can. So let's go to the 5-year view on the Bollinger Band. Coming up to the midline, which would say that if it's, I don't know, up to the midline. If it crosses above the midline, this is good for us because once it crosses above the midline, right, we've got the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation build up. It crossed above the midline as we started. This is an insane trend following. Now that it's below the midline, anytime it touches it and shows weakness, there's more sell signal in it, and that we're in a downtrend. And you know, I don't know how the weekly close will change this candle as we go along. More data, more data. And the more data we have, the more we have to edit together later for case studies that prove all of these things working together. Now here's another coming up to the band and then easing off, especially with these exhaustion wicks and the little top formation we've had there. Maybe it'll be coming back to this midline and bouncing up from there, but so far we'll see. Let's zoom in to the 12-hour time frame, pulling back to the midline. The 4-hour time frame here, it is against the bottom of the band. And by some analysts, this is a time to be buying, but it's not always the time to be buying because it can stay along the bottom of the band for a while. So it's sort of like the RSI saying that when it's oversold, you should be buying, overbought, you should be selling. The RSI can stay overbought all the way in an uptrend and oversold all the way in a downtrend. So this is what the analysis is for, to make this into a less of a head scratcher and more of a certain thing when we're combining all these together. For me, again, it's the 1, 2, 3 formation that kicks ass. All of these indicators, this and that, they all say something, but the 1, 2, 3 is the clear signal. Once we hit that, there's no questioning it. So that we've crossed below those things as we're expanding out, I have to give up on the 4-hour Bollinger Band buy-in strategy right at this moment. But instead, I'm going to have to go along with what the MACD has been saying throughout this whole thing. The Ichimoku cloud kicked butt on this, unless we get an incredible reversal here. But everything on these indicators was really hammering this better. The 4-hour caught it better. The 1-hour is verifying this break. Even in the short-term time frames right now, the 15-minute time frame is still verifying it. The 5 minutes still verifying. This hasn't shown us that it's crossing to the positive to catch some buying power here. And even in the selling volume, it was only my experimentation to see if the Bollinger Bands in the 4-hour time frame are going to catch it here. So I don't know. The story's not finished yet. That candle isn't too deep and it is giving us a little bit of pullback. Let's go into the Ichimoku cloud. No, it's not enough. 1 minute bar. So if you're watching into the 1 minute bar, you're looking for answers probably in the wrong place. If you are trading in the 4-hour bar, let's go back to the 4-hour bar, and your position sizes are such that you can handle this move from 9,600 to 9,200, and your position size doesn't make you sweat when this kind of thing happens. Which tool do I have? So when the prices move within this range, you are not sweating. In fact, it's less than 0.5% of your entire equity is being risked. 0.5% of your entire equity being risked on any one trade. Up to 1%, maybe 2% of your entire equity on any one trade. And this is your risk controls that are going to give you a way to sleep at night, a way to be able to watch this without so much emotion. If you're doing the 10 times leverage and you're using 40, 50% or more of your account, probably not going to end well. Eventually, it won't end well. So let me now go back to the chat. In this episode, I like to go through the analysis, first of all, so that we can go back to it ourselves later as we're re-studying this in the future, so that I can go back to it and study it again in the future. And then after that, then I'm okay to go wander around anywhere. You guys you got a question about anything? If you've got a market you want me to look at? I am very grateful to have you all along. This is fantastic. I think we're bullish too. We're going to get a bounce at 88 to 89, Smoke That says. Hey, thanks for subscribing, Smoke That. I appreciate that. Stephen from South Africa. That is phenomenal. Let me know where in the world you guys are from. Bad News Triplet, you've been here for a long time. I want to know if you can send me an email with a portfolio list of coins to buy with about $500 to start with. Yes, yes indeed, I can. Now, I can't guarantee that this is going to be the portfolio that's going to do what you want, but of course, I've been studying this for a long time, and I'm a little bit obsessive with the spreadsheets. And I want to know exactly when the bull market is starting and exactly which coins to get into and exactly when to get out of them without doing a lot of work. So I took this trading plan that you can learn at the bottom of the website. Go and learn it. And I took that plan and I put it against every coin on Binance and Poloniex. And I grade them every day myself and my partner AOL Chandra. So this is a learnable trading system that I taught to AOL Chandra. She goes through and she updates Binance coins for us every day. I go through and I double check them and we talk about them back and forth, her and I. And we have tuned so that she is seeing the same signals in the charts that I am. I go through and I say, yep, we're 96% exactly the same. And so now I follow along with this. I buy in when they turn green. I buy 1/2 to 1% of my account into whatever, I don't care what the price is. I don't need to look at what my entry price is. I just go buy 1/2 of my percent of my account into this coin at this time. It turned green, I buy it. I don't think about it. When it turns blue, I sell 1/2 of it. When it turns blue a second time, I sell the other 1/2. It's turned out pretty great because it takes 10 minutes a day to manage it. And so let me pull up the bull market watch spreadsheet. This is the measure of Bitcoin dominance. Oh, look at that going up. Bitcoin dominance is in this channel right now. And as Bitcoin dominance drops, this is the measure of all of the altcoins on average going up in value versus Bitcoin. And so, but this doesn't tell you which coins are doing the best and which coins are just sort of laying there flat. And so when we do this trading plan against all of the markets, we can sort of take Bitcoin dominance like we're taking white light through a prism and we're breaking it out so that we can see which are the coins that are moving first and which are the coins that are not. So we can see day by day, if I go over to the Binance spreadsheet, here you can see the color coding progressing through the recent moves. As we were in the beginning of September, many coins turning into alert status, many coins into hold status, and then we had, look at all of these exiting back on October 11th. Now we're here at the end of October and people are freaked out about alts, but we've already taken some profits out of them and we're waiting for the next setup. So this will tell you exactly which coins out of all of these are in the alert status, which are in the hold status. And then you can just log in and quickly see all of these as they progress all the way along. So today we have 105 coins in neutral status. Those are the ones that are likely to go to alert status first and then on to hold status. It's important that you know that this trading system here is tuned for the investor who is lazy and just wants to put their money in when it's time to and take their money out when it's time to take their money out. And it's not for the day trader. You're not looking to jump in and jump out on those spikes that occur. We're actually trying to filter those out and only go with the tide, not with the waves. And it's, hey, look at that. Bollinger Bands. Are you going to stand up right here in this live stream and show off? Where are you? Bollinger Bands. Here we are. There it was, to the wire, sketchy, bite your nails, take a position, and Bollinger Bands were telling us the exact opposite of everything else. And I want this data because, like I say, it's worth millions of dollars. Even if it's worth 20% to you, eventually that 20% over time will turn into millions of dollars. Practice flying a plane and pretty soon you will become a pilot. Don't expect to do it right away. Don't expect that you're going to just... When I bought my first lottery ticket when I was about 16 years old, it was more than a week before the lottery actually was drawn. And for that entire week, I thought about winning that lotto ticket for, I don't know, it was $100,000 or something. I thought about that for the entire week. I was absolutely convinced. And of course, as the day came around and I excitedly checked my lottery ticket, I didn't win anything. I haven't won anything in a lottery ticket in my life, I don't think. Maybe a $10 scratch and win, but I don't buy them. So anyway, it's the same thing with trading. Don't come in here thinking that it is gambling with an edge. It is not gambling with an edge. In fact, the people who are recommending that you go and sign up to their Bybit account or their BitMEX account, and if you know, you're not, they're telling you can save money on fees by going through their referral link. And then they're not telling you how to save $10,000 on fees by using a limit order to get into every trade and never, ever, ever use a market order. And they don't want to tell you that because they won't make any referral fees off you if you're not paying any fees to the institution. The institutions hate my trading method because it pays so little in fees. If you're getting wrecked in fees, come and take my course. I'll save you your money in fees immediately. Anyway, I'm biased though. Let me go back up your bad news triplet. So yes, I do have the answer to that. What would you take those $500 with? I would take that into these coins and I would split it and diversify it. First of all, I would assume that I'm going to put out $250 in my first wave of cryptocurrencies from now until a month from now. And that the other $250 I'm going to hold in Bitcoin or whatever until about 2 or 3 months from now. Then I'm going to add that part on. And so I want to imagine that there's going to be 2 different waves of the bull market coming in. And so I want to protect my butt. I don't want to put all my money in at the very beginning because what if it's wrong and it's going down? I don't want to have, once it proves me right, then we'll be talking about when to add on. So keep watching the stream. We'll be going through when to add on in all of the alts. Look at this, Bollinger Bands and a live episode. I think John Bollinger is doing this in the background. He's probably watching the stream incognito and did this. And I love it because I've spoken with John Bollinger online. Most probably everybody's chatted with him. He's an awesome guy, really interactive with the community. So let me go back. How low can we go? We just saw it appear. It appears Gannibal Lecter. 40 viewers, we're growing. No Jack, Low Jack, you're a regular. I appreciate you being here. This is phenomenal to have this caught on the live stream here today too. From Berlin, Manfred. I used to have an old friend, Manfred, when I was in high school. Great guy, lost track of him. Straya. I have no idea where Straya is. There's a Google search. Daily bullish order block. Okay, I never look at the order blocks. Never. Maybe when I'm doing much larger trades, I'll pay attention to that, but it's way out of my league. I don't need to pay attention to the order block at all. And if I do, I'm being sucked in. I am zooming into the 1 minute charts. I'm trading by the 5 minute charts. And this is what happens when you go short on the 5 minute charts and you're convinced that you're correct. You'll put on a large trade and damn it, look at that. It came down to a legit sell signal. Our indicators gave us the green light to go short. The 1, 2, 3 formation gave us the green light right to the edge. And our indicator set, we looked at this. We zoomed in on this, and this was crossing to the negative and giving us the green light to go short. So I'm kind of mad at this indicator right now. It's been such a good friend. But now I really have to observe this super closely throughout the day today as this is unfolding because it wasn't something, it's being truthful, right? It's not betraying us. It's not being a bad indicator. There's something about this indicator combined with this chart pattern that isn't enough. We need to have more. We need Bollinger Bands. All of a sudden now I've got a need for Bollinger Bands, and I've just developed it here live on the stream. One of those, you get bit by a dog, you don't have to be taught that you're afraid of dogs. It only happens once. And when we see this kind of perfect setup, now what's going on with this RSI that we were just looking at? It hasn't done anything yet. So Bollinger Band again is ahead of us. I want to get the line, it's out of order here. This is what we're watching for, and it didn't happen yet. It didn't cross to the positive yet on the 4-hour time frame. What about the 1 hour? What are you doing here? Still not quite yet. The Bollinger Band gave it to us before everything else. Before everything else that I would normally look at every single day, Bollinger Band gave us an opposite signal at a different time, and it's winning the contest as we're watching. I love it. And one of the guys in our Discord chat is a Bollinger Band aficionado. He's been telling me about this exact moment And so to have the moment that we could watch unfold so far, you know, I may be talking too soon, because it is the 1, 2, 3 formation right here, and we've just come up from underneath to be testing it. So you've got to get back up again, up above these levels, really. It's got to stage above those levels. Otherwise, I'm premature in my praise of Bollinger Bands yet. But it is doing the unexpected here right now. I love it. So let me go back to the chat. Smoke that. If price falls below the next bullish order block, I'm still thinking it's going to go down to the $5,800 level. I haven't gotten rid of that belief. Not yet. And if we go and clear this all off so that we can see what I'm talking about, if you're new to the stream, hit the subscribe button. You get a fancy animation on the screen, and you get to be listed down at the bottom here as the newest subscriber. That would be phenomenal. So what I'm looking at is the logarithmic view. Zoom it all the way back so that we get longer history. And then I'm drawing a trend line. Look at this, I moved the chart first. Draw the trend line all the way along this way. Now, it matches my conspiracy theory up to a point, but part of the conspiracy theory is not proving itself out yet. And part of the conspiracy theory is that this is done intentionally and driven up on purpose to get all of the bulls into super long positions. And then we're going to have the pillage and the carnage and the damage all the way down to panic. Oh my God, Bitcoin is dying news levels. Bitcoin is finished. This is the end of it. There's no it broke below this trend line, and we are all going to Armageddon. Then we're going to bounce off this, and off we're going to go way, way up. So it's a conspiracy theory, and it can't work out until I see Bitcoin, the longs really going wild. And they've been all sliding off during this last period here. So through this period of time, we can see the longs really dropped off. And that was unexpected to me. I thought this would go sideways and tease us, and that the longs would go way back up to July levels, and then we would get that hammer. So maybe just this is going to take a little bit more time, and they need to milk a whole bunch more people wanting to go short first. You know, whip and saw, whipsaw, they're getting you from both sides. This is a small enough market cap market. There is enough trillions of dollars in the world to intentionally manipulate this. There are coordinated programs that work on trading across all of the exchanges at the very same time. This is a very sophisticated market going on here, and all of us are getting whipped and sawn into pieces. And John Bollinger is a genius. Phenomenal. So that about wraps it up. We've gone through everything. If you've got a coin request, I'll go through those. But let me go and check out the... Let me go check this. Thank you, David. I love your hard work and dedication. I appreciate that you love it. I hope that it is helpful to you guys as it is for me. The hard work and dedication is selfish. I really believe that this is going to be a way to make an incredible amount of money. And it's made me enormous amounts of money in the past. I started trading cryptocurrencies in 2015, but I started this trading system back in 1995 to 1998. And then I practiced it like crazy from 2007 until 2013, and I made some enormous profits in a different market that isn't cash related. And now I started with nothing in 2015 in cryptocurrencies. My peak was $533,000. Of course, you know when the peak was. I recognized the top formation and took lots of profits at the top at $15,000 because it was making a 1, 2, 3 top formation, and because we had major divergences in our indicators at that time. The RSI was panicking, the MACD was crossing over, everything was saying sell, sell, sell. So as we came past this level, I was selling, telling everybody I'm selling, and they said, "Are you sure?" I said, "Well, no." I think it's going to keep going higher, and I'm kind of shitting my pants to sell it right now. But afterwards, it turned out pretty good. And then in May, I did another big selling swath because I didn't like it. It was making a top formation. And I took out a big chunk of cash right there. Good thing I did. now life has moved on. Here we are, and we are rebuilt a little bit, but it's time to be rebuilding more. The most important thing for me is the altcoins. Where'd we go? Bitcoin dominance. So it has been rising this last little bit here. This is not what I'm wanting. I'm wanting Bitcoin dominance to drop. This will show us that the alts are rising versus Bitcoin. Ultimately, I want to see Bitcoin rising and Bitcoin dominance dropping, because that'll tell us that the alts are actually rising faster than Bitcoin, and that day will come. These are great technologies. Bitcoin's acceptance is paving the way for those technologies to become favored by investors, and I think that we are in for it. It's going to be an amazing run. And at 3 o'clock this afternoon, I have a live stream on the other channel, Intro to Cryptos. I do the live stream on Intro to Cryptos, and we focus just on the cryptocurrencies, mostly on the BitMEX set of coins, so that we can be looking at the longs and short opportunities there. Let me go back here. Bitcoin short, sell the coin. Oh, Stephen, we are just getting Bollinger banded right upside the head here for going short. Bollinger Band works better in a non-volatile market. Okay, good. I want to know this. I think it is meant more for the sideways choppy market, but I want to mix it together with the 1, 2, 3 bottoms and learn more about it. Let me continue on the chat here. Alts go down till December like previous years. I don't go by the time frames. I don't go by the Fibonacci's as much as other people. I don't know. I just try to go by the 1, 2, 3s. So if I go out to this long-term time frame for ADA, draw this to where we can see it. It is made such a long-term low pattern that I just see the 1, 2, 3 bottom, and there's nothing to do until this changes directions. Maybe Bollinger Bands would make some money inside this range because it's range trading, but for me, that's all the time I spend trading that. I'm already done that fast. I'm not trading it. This one gets an alert in our status, so it's coming up. This one, not yet. It's consolidating, but it hasn't changed direction yet to show me that the tide is coming in. It's just laying sideways. Okay, I'm done trading that. That's all the time I need. This one, finished. This one, oh, it's looking good. Actually, it's against the 1, 2, 3 bottom pattern. Against the 1, 2, 3 bottom pattern, this one would have to wait. Against different trading strategies that we talk in our course that are a little bit more aggressive, this would be an entry signal already. This one passed the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation and is a hold status coin in our spreadsheet. So did this one. We had this range of coins here in August. Most everything made a consolidation. A group of coins went up from here and broke out of the 1, 2, 3 bottoms in the early September. We caught those ones. And everything else that sort of went languished and sideways, we just watched them. We didn't do anything with them. And so this is where the bull market watch spreadsheet really shines, because it takes care of all this work of determining which ones should be where. It's easy to teach you the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, wait for the break of the downtrend line, wait for the 1, 2, 3 bottom, the exponential moving average crossover, take a position. Easy to tell you that. It's a hell of a lot of work to watch them all every day, to have those alerts on the right time to say, oh, today's the day I should be scaling in. How do I know today's the day? We can go to our Binance hold spreadsheet and pull back. Here's July 10th. Here's the coins that we had in hold status during that day. And then July 16th, we were out of them. July 17th, we tried them. It wasn't the right time. Theta, we did a little profit on, and then we got out. And then it started here in August the 20th. We can see which coins we were scaling into all the way up until we had, I don't know how many coins that is. And then we started to have to scale back because they weren't continuing. So this system gets you into the ones that you should get into, and it tells you when to be getting out of them. So here we are, October. Look at the peak all the way out to the 9th of October. And after that, we had to start scaling back. Already we're scaling back. By the 12th of October, there were a few of them that just, they edged up and then they pulled back. So if you're putting 1/2 of your % of your account into each of these coins, there are some days there's a bunch of work to do. But once these bottom formations are finished and we are at the top, then there's a lot of nothing to do. You just sit and hold. Not when we're at the top, but after we've crossed the bottom formation, after we have the tide has proven itself and we are in hold profit situations, we just continue to hold them until they top out. And we don't know when it'll be. I don't know timing of it. I don't try to guess. That's not my job. My job is to manage this stuff at the beginning of the bottom formation to know which ones I should be getting into, which ones I should be getting out of. Once it gets profitable and we're good, that my job is finished. Now it's a whole bunch of sitting. And I am determined to sit through this. I'm quite disciplined at this strategy because it has really worked out before. And the more of you I can bring along with me, the better. There is no limit. Your success doesn't limit my success. I give away this trading strategy because I can give it to you and most people won't do it anyway. I get an email notification when people go over to the website and actually sign up for the free training. So when I'm doing the live stream like this, my phone is sitting right beside me. I tell you, go to the website, scroll to the bottom, put your email address in, and get this free webinar. So few people actually take the action. You'll go and watch another video. You'll go and watch another thing. But later you're going to come back, you're going to download that free training, you're going to just go, oh. If I would have done that and learned this system, what a difference it would have made. So it's not about me, the guy doing the live stream. This is about the trading system. And I didn't make it up. I'm very confident in it because I didn't make up anything in it. I learned it from other people. And then I put it together into an order that I would love to have learned it in instead of the happenstance way I did learn about trading. And then I created it into a course and into a book and into lessons so that perhaps I can make a difference in the world even after I'm dead. People who are not yet born may stumble upon my book one day and I may make a difference in their lives. You guys have, hopefully, we have the benefit of, you get to ask me a question and I will go and look at BQX for you. I will go and look at a coin and I will go through this system for you. So if you are just learning this system, consider this free training. This isn't a gaming live stream. This isn't an entertainment live stream. I don't do news. I don't do social media. This guy said and the other guy said. Look at the 1, 2, 3 formation. So if I'm sniping this and I think this is the coin of all coins and I just love this project, I would be watching this like a hawk and I wouldn't be trading it. I wouldn't be holding any of it. Because the exponential moving average crossed over on the 12-hour time frame, and I've been kicked ass so many times on that I just get out when that crosses over. When that crosses over, I just get out. I don't care. I don't care if I love it. I don't want to love a coin like I loved MadeSafe coin. I don't want to have that kind of relationship again. Let's go into MadeSafe coin. So anyway, this is, before I go, this is a tiny little 1, 2, 3 formation here. If I was really wanting to snipe this one, I'd be waiting and waiting and waiting. This might have been difficult for me, this 1, 2, 3 formation here, edging up here, but I'll bet you Bollinger Bands are saying to be selling at that moment. Of course, I have to go look. That's what this is for. This is actually to make this work for us so that it turns into millions of dollars. Every one of us here has the potential to earn millions of dollars. And you say, well, not me. Yes, even you. Every one of us has the chance to earn from nothing to millions of dollars. Let's zoom in on this. Where is that I was looking for? Oh, here we are in the 4-hour Bollinger Bands. Ass kicked again. On the 1, 2, 3 top that looks like a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation breakout. Now, I've always done risk control rules and I've looked under these indicators to see if there's divergences, if there's crossovers, all of these things to try to support when is this 1, 2, 3 bottom formation actually a real one and when is it a fake out breakout that ends up, I get excited about it and I end up taking a loss and going, oh, you know, that's everyone's story. So what can we do to find the 1, 2, 3 bottoms and get ready for them, but also protect ourselves and know when to be getting out? This is, oh, this is gold. I love it. So Bollinger Bands is below this level. For me, it's still the 1, 2, 3 formation. And because we're at the very beginning of everything, super small position, add on to it later after it's proven me correct. If it is, if I am correct and it is the right time, it's going to go higher. It's going to go up above these levels. And that'll give me the chance to add on to the second part of my position, the way I would always consider this. So the break of this trend line could be a buy signal right there. If you're really pushing it on the closer time frames, you could get right into it there. But then I would only do a small trade. I would make it work for me, and then I would add on to the rest of my trade here, because if I added on to the rest of my trade right here, my average entry is about there, and I could have my stop loss above my average entry when I add on to that second position. So I'm profitable. I've got my stop above my entry. I'm profitable. I don't add on unless I can do it in a way that I immediately guarantee I'm still profitable. I'm not going to add on to this and make it so that my stop loss comes up above my entry. I've done that so many times where I've taken a good trade, added on to it too soon, it pulls back a little bit, I close my position, and then it takes off. And I just needed to add on a little bit differently, a little bit more relaxed, a little bit slower, and it works better, contrary to what you would normally be thinking. Now I want to see made safe coin, because here's my example of tens of thousands of dollars of loss. Right there, right there, right there. Places where the top formation's in place and the exponential moving average crossed over, and I believed in the project more than my trading plan. Now I believe in my trading plan more than the projects. I don't care, whatever. Just when this trading position does its thing, I will take my position, and not until. I will just continue to wait and wait and wait. And when that 12-hour crosses over, I get back out. I'm not right yet. The markets win. Do you mean Bitcoin to 1 million? Gamble? No, I think each one of us could take whatever money we have now and grow it and grow it and grow it into millions of dollars. Because remember, if you had to put $100 into Bitcoin in January of 2011, you'd be a multimillionaire now. And so we are all in this opportunity right now, and the crazy opportunity right now in these bottom formations to be salting away a little bit of, almost everything. And there will be some of them that are going to go to the moon. They'll make up for all the rest. So I think I'll wrap it up here. This afternoon at 3 o'clock, we'll go through the live stream and we'll dig into the details for these coins right now and see what is going on with Bitcoin dominance, because it is hovering on this line. And if it breaks below this line, I think that's it. Alts are going to be taking off, and I really want to track that stuff. But I'm bummed. What about alts when Bitcoin explodes? Well, this is what the study is for, because there's no way to know. The only way is to study it. And as Bitcoin dominance is moving, that's going to be the measure of the alts. And so I don't want to be in the alts that much until Bitcoin dominance is dropping and our patron bull market watch is actually showing us to get into those coins. And that's it. Other than that, I'm in Bitcoin. I don't know, 65, maybe. I'm less into Bitcoin now. I was 65.35 the other day, and I've left now. I have to go and look again. I'm more into the alts now as these bottom formations are setting up. I'm betting that this is going to be dropping from here. And if it starts to rising, I'll be shifting out of my alts, because it'll show me that Bitcoin is the place to be. If Bitcoin dominance is rising, then Bollinger Bands just really did well here. Even though we have all of this negative selling volume here, this pulled itself up. If this continues up from here, just as we were watching, it's going to really be a good one for the Bollinger Bands. But again, we're below this, and we just bounced off that on a negative way. So no full answer yet till we move up above this structure or ease off more. But Bollinger Bands, as we were watching, they really did a good job here. It's awesome. Jonathan Laurie, what's up? Good to have you along. Proud and real, good to have you back again. Yeah, what do I think about Icon ICX? Thanks for the stream. Doing a great job, mate. Thank you. I really appreciate you guys being here. There are so many great streams out there. I hope that I'm offering something unique, something specific, something different, something helpful, something you'll hit the subscribe button and the thumbs up button, because that's the only thing that grows this channel. SEO doesn't do it. Nice thumbnails doesn't do it. It's you guys hitting those thumbs up button and subscribing. That's what grows the channel. So I appreciate you being here. Support the channel, and we'll be continuing doing every day This afternoon, e-governance, I'll take a look at ICX in more detail, but it's probably going to be the same story as most of the coins. 1, 2, 3, ICX. Oh, it did a pull back as Bitcoin pulled back. This is good, actually, that the alts are weakening as Bitcoin is weakening. I believe that we are going to see Bitcoin dominance dropping and Bitcoin rising at the same time. We are in for March of 2017. I have to look at the Bollinger Bands now, but this has got lower lows, and so it's just now building a new number 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. So it was one of those coins that in August, right, we got this consolidation here. We had some coins that went above this consolidation, other coins that went down, and we just never picked up any ADX. It just never got into the radar. It just stayed flat. One of the two different 1, 2, 3 bottoms you want to avoid like the plague. The 1, 2, 3 bottom, that's the fake out, and then it goes down like pissing off the roof formation. Thank you again, Crypto Sniper. And you also want to avoid the sideways bottom formation. I've always avoided it because I'd never used Bollinger Bands. Let's dig into that this afternoon. King of Ghana bought 10,000 cows. 10,000 cows. Well, I'll have a barbecue to that. Anyway, thanks again, guys. I will sign off and wish you all the best. Good luck in your trading here today. Cheers. I need a little bit more exciting music here.